Welcome to the inception of an epic woven with history, named Ephesus. In its streets redolent with the scent of time, you will find an atmosphere overflowing with whispers from a bygone millennium, beginning from the shadow of the Temple of Artemis and leading to the sacred walls where Virgin Mary once trod. Ephesus emerges as a silent narrator reflecting the grandeur of civilizations that once adorned these streets. In this journey, spanning from ancient times to the present, every stone holds a story, and with every whisper of the wind, echoes of ancient eras reverberate. This is Ephesus, an experience that transcends the pages of the past, coming alive in the whispers of ancient stones. The ancient city of Ephesus is an important archaeological site that stands out throughout history with its rich cultural heritage, serving as a center of trade and boasting magnificent architectural structures. Tracing its origins back to the 6th millennium BC, this ancient city witnessed the dominance of various civilizations such as the Lydians, Persians, Macedonians, and the Roman Empire. The Golden Age of Ephesus began with the construction of the Temple of Artemis in the 6th century BC and reached its pinnacle when it fell under the rule of Alexander the Great. Subsequently, under the dominion of the Roman Empire, Ephesus became one of the largest cities in Asia. During the ancient Roman period, Ephesus, also known as Ephesos, thrived as a significant trade and cultural center. With its harbor connecting the eastern regions of the Mediterranean, it became a symbol of wealth and prosperity. Additionally, it evolved into a religious center with the belief that the Virgin Mary had lived here in the 2nd century AD. The city's remarkable structures, such as its theater, library, Celsus Library, Odeon, and the Temple of Artemis, reflect the architectural and engineering achievements of that era. However, due to earthquakes, invasions, and natural disasters, the city suffered considerable damage and was largely abandoned over time. Today, the ancient city of Ephesus is listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, offering visitors the opportunity to explore the splendor and rich history of the ancient world. Ongoing archaeological excavations conducted by researchers contribute to uncovering the city's past and enhancing our understanding of this ancient site. The Celsus Library, located in the ancient city of Ephesus, is a magnificent architectural masterpiece from the ancient Roman period. It was constructed in the early 2nd century AD in memory of Gaius Julius Celsus Ptolemaeanus by Consul Gaius Julius Aquila, following in the footsteps of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. The Celsus Library reflects the wealth and grandeur of the Roman Empire. Besides serving as a repository for books, it also functioned as a monumental tomb, containing the burial site of Celsus. The library is known as one of the largest in the ancient world, and housed a rich collection of approximately 12,000 manuscripts. The facade of the Celsus Library is a 2-story structure featuring niches on the upper floor containing statues representing 4 virtues from the Roman period: Sophia, wisdom; arete, virtue; enoia, thought; and episteme, knowledge. These statues symbolize significant philosophical concepts in the ancient Greek and Roman worlds. Unfortunately, the library suffered significant damage during an earthquake in AD 262. However, the remaining ruins and restoration efforts make it an impressive and captivating sight for visitors today. The Celsus Library endures as a symbol of admiration for the knowledge of the ancient world and as a testament to the architectural marvels of its time. Hadrianus Temple. The Temple of Hadrian, located in the ancient city of Ephesus, was built between AD 118 and 138 in honor of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. During this period, the expansion and wealth of the Roman Empire led emperors to commission various temples in their own names. Situated on Terrace Street, Ephesus's main thoroughfare, the temple is in the Corinthian style and stands out as an elegant example of Roman architecture. Although not as grand as the Library of Celsus, This temple has an impressive appearance. The structure, rectangular in plan, features a two-story facade with a statue of Hadrian inside. Elaborately carved friezes and reliefs with rich details adorn the temple's facade. Despite facing various earthquakes and damages over time, the Temple of Hadrian has remarkably stood the test of time and remains standing to this day. In addition to contributing to the overall rich cultural heritage of Ephesus, this ancient temple serves as an architectural example from the peak of the Roman Empire. Visitors have the opportunity to experience the grandeur of the Roman era while exploring this historical structure. Ancient Theatre. The Ephesus Ancient Theatre, built in the 3rd century BC, is a large structure capable of accommodating approximately 25,000 people. Used for concerts, plays, and other cultural events, this theatre held great importance during the Roman period. The Grand Theatre dates back to the Hellenistic period, with its origins reaching as far back as a predecessor structure built in the 3rd to 1st century BCE. During the Roman period, the theatre underwent extensive renovations under Domitian, AD 81-96, and Trajan, AD 98-117. Initially, it gained a two-story facade, later expanding to an impressive three-story facade. The structure served not only for theatrical performances, but also hosted meetings. In the later years of the imperial era, there is evidence that it was utilized as a gladiator arena. Just before the 7th century AD, the building became connected to the Byzantine city walls. Harbor Street is one of the main streets in Ephesus. Dating back to the Roman period, this street was used for trade and social activities. It was surrounded by various shops, temples, and monumental structures. Lyman Street, Arcadion, was a marble-paved road extending from the theatre to the harbor. It is said that the street dedicated to Emperor Arcadianus was illuminated even during the nights and served as the ceremonial center of Ephesus. Beneath the 11-meter-wide, 350-meter-long street, there was a sewage system that extended to the harbor, and shops were arranged along the sides of the street. Underneath the shops, there were water wells. The Nike relief depicting the goddess of victory in the ancient city of Ephesus is a magnificent piece of art from the Roman period. Nike, known as the goddess of victory in ancient Greek mythology, became an important symbol in Roman culture as well. This relief is located in the city of Ephesus, which was under the influence of the Roman Empire and was constructed in the 2nd century AD. The relief portrays Nike in an impressive composition, typically depicting her in a flying stance, carrying a victory wreath and soaring with her wings. Nike is commonly regarded as a symbol of victory, beauty, and triumph. In the relief, she is often shown holding an award or victory wreath, captured in graceful movements with her wings. This artwork stands out as an elegant example of Roman-era sculpting and relief art. The portrayal of Nike reflects the aesthetic understanding of that period, praising victory and beauty. The relief in Ephesus serves as an important piece that carries the traces of classical art from the ancient world to the present day, providing visitors with an opportunity to explore the richness of ancient culture. The terrace houses in Ephesus date back to the Roman period, 1st, 2nd century AD. These houses, situated in a terraced structure, are luxurious residences belonging to wealthy families. Adorned with mosaics and carefully designed architectural features, they are remarkable. The Terrace Houses in Ephesus, situated in the fertile lands between the Gedis and Menderis rivers, reflect the life of the people. These houses, receiving light and air from the courtyard, are adorned with wall paintings and decorative elements. In the two-story houses, the canal and sanitation system are advanced for their time. The gymnasium, agora, and streets are interconnected in a grid layout, highly functional. The agora serves as a market with craft shops and merchant stalls, also being the center of social life in the ancient Aegean. The terrace houses, residences of wealthy Ephesians on the slopes of Mount Bilbul, feature wide stairs, mosaic and fresco-adorned marbles, and wall paintings in houses opening vertically onto the street. Odeon. The building, designed as a small theater with seating, a stage, and an orchestra section, served two distinct purposes: the assembly building, Boulatorion, and the concert hall, Odeon. Constructed in the 2nd century AD by Publius Vedius Antonius and his wife Flavia, the Odeon had 3 separate entrances and a capacity of approximately 1,500 people. The political figures known as boulae gathered in this building to make significant decisions related to the city and governance. Additionally, the structure hosted music performances and stage arts. The monument, built in the 1st century AD during the reign of Emperor Augustus, is dedicated to dictator Sulla and his grandson Memmius, with reliefs depicting their achievements on the eastern side of the monument. Dictator Sulla was revered as a hero in the city of Ephesus by the Romans because he rescued the Ephesians from Mithridates, who came from the Pontus region of the Black Sea and nearly killed around 80,000 Romans. The Trajan Fountain, built between AD 102–114 in honor of Roman Emperor Trajan and Ephesian Artemis, was originally 2 stories tall and 9.5 meters high. Restored and reassembled, it now stands as a single-story structure. At the center, above the water outlet, there is a globe beneath Trajan's statue base. Some of the statues from the fountain are exhibited in the Ephesus Museum, while others are displayed in the British Museum. Kuretler Street begins at the Hercules Gate and ends at the Celsus Library. The reason for the name Kuretler Kadasi is based on a legend. In Ephesus, a priestly class was named after the mythological semi-gods known as Kuretes. Being the busiest street in the city, and featuring columns at the beginning inscribed with the names of these semi-gods, led to it being called Kuretler Street. The street is adorned with richly decorated residential buildings, fountains, baths, halls, shops, and honorary monuments, making it particularly special. The Prytaneon, or municipal building, built in the 1st century AD, is attributed to the reign of Emperor Augustus. Here, issues related to city administration are discussed, and diplomatic relations are conducted. The office of the city's highest-ranking official is also located here. In the 3rd courtyard of the 3-courtyard structure, there is a banquet hall. The temple, built in the 1st century AD, is dedicated to Emperor Domitian. It is the first temple in Ephesus dedicated to a Roman emperor, situated on a terrace measuring 100 meters. Having a temple dedicated to an emperor was a prestigious privilege symbolizing their guardianship. This right was granted to Ephesus by Emperor Domitian, AD 81–96, for the first time. However, after his death, many statues of Domitian were destroyed or damaged due to his tyrannical rule. In front of the temple, there was a U-shaped altar and fragments of the colossal statue of Domitian, much larger than normal human proportions, are exhibited in the Ephesus Museum. The fountain was built in 97 AD by the wealthy Ephesian C.S. Pollio and his family. Water brought from 3 main sources through aqueducts fed the Ephesian fountains, distributed through a branching system of clay pipes. The water sources were Kencherios in Kushadasa, 42 kilometers, a stream in Chamlik village of Marnas, 15 kilometers, and the Caister River, 20 km. Public fountains in the city provided free water to the public, and during hot summer days, refreshments were offered in the streets. The structure features a high arch facing the Temple of Domitian, adorned with numerous statues, including the Zeus head, now exhibited in the Ephesus Museum. The marble street, situated between the ancient Ephesus Theatre and the Celsus Library, is a delightful pedestrian path. As you walk towards the library on the right side, there is a preserved footprint mold. On the library side, across from the House of Love, along the edge of the marble road, there is an engraved footprint and a female figure on the ground, indicating the direction of the House of Love. The structure, identified as the House of Love from an inscription, was built during the reign of Emperor Trajan in the 1st century AD. The mosaics inside depict the 4 seasons of the year. The House of Love is connected to the nearby Scholastica Bathhouse. It forms a 2-story structure with toilets at the back, creating a shared space with the Scholastica Bathhouse. The bath complex, built in the 1st century, was restored by Scholastica, a wealthy Ephesian woman from the 4th century. The complex takes its name from her. On the eastern entrance's left side, Scholastica's headless statue can still be seen today. The bath consists of 4 sections. The first entrance contains a dressing room called Apoditerium. In this spacious room, there are 10 niches on the wall where 3 people can comfortably dress. The second section is the Frigidarium, with a cold water pool, followed by the Tepidarium as the warm section, and finally the Caldarium, the hottest room with underfloor heating. Like in any ancient city bath, it was not only used for bathing, but also for socializing. The conversations in the bath reflect the philosophy of Rome. The public toilets in Ephesus were constructed in the 1st century AD. Open to people from different social classes, these toilets reflect the emphasis on public hygiene during the Roman era. Public toilets of the period were used not only for fulfilling basic sanitary needs, but also as spaces for social interaction. The proximity of the Scholastica Baths, with their waters merging into the sewage system, made it easier to mask unpleasant odors.